Happy Arvo. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. How you doing? Welcome to Cue it up. To this week
There it is.
in Australia. That's right. We're all the way from up here in Indiana. I'm going down under to see what happened in Australia this week, utilizing the Australian subreddit. Let's go. Now, I will say, typically the posts on this subreddit are pretty lighthearted, fun, interesting. This one, well, it is interesting, but it's not lighthearted. And I'm not going to skip over it because that would be wrong. And it is the top post of this week. Sad to see this photo. It looks like we have a British man smirking. It's crazy how evil people can be. Not just Australian. Not saying anything about Australians or anything. Obviously similar photos to this out of America as well, and plenty of other countries. But anyway, a man smirking, hovering over other men chained up by their necks. I don't know what to say. This is a horrible photo. But a reminder of just how far we've come and how far back we could fall. Because humanity can be pretty terrible. It looks like they have scars across their chests. Let's read some comments. Better to see it and remind people of the atrocities rather than hide it from sensitive eyes. Very teachable to the next generations of how far humanity has improved. Hey, I couldn't have said it better myself. In fact, I did say almost exactly that. It's worse than you think. The original photo has been cropped to hide the kids on the left. Well, let's see the uncropped version. Indeed, it does look like there is a boy here. Damn. Wow, I really didn't think anything could make it worse. I remember watching a bloke in YouTube saying there's no proof of slavery in Australia. I find that funny just because I'm a bloke on YouTube. I'm not going to say that. Guess that guy was proven wrong. All right, I'll read this one. It's a long comment. When I traveled to Cape York, I learned that during World War II, the Australian government forcibly removed Indigenous communities off Cape York due to fears that they would collaborate with the Japanese in the event of an invasion. So even in the 1940s, white Australia recognized that their treatment of Indigenous people was so poor that they expected... Okay, I need to mute Discord. My apologies for that. Oh my gosh, that was triggering to me, and I'm sure you, so I'm sorry. The noise, I mean. I'm sure it could also be said about this post. But so even in the 1940s, white Australia recognized that their treatment of Indigenous people was so poor that they expected them to support a different invader. Mortality rates for the displaced people were as high as 25%. Wow. Well, I'm really not sure how to transition away from a post that serious to a post like this, but I guess I just did it. 40 is the News Corp 30. I see what they did there. 40 is the new 30. A 40-year-old woman in her 30s had suffered minor lacerations to her face as a result of the smashed glass. Well done, news.com.au. Farmer industry groups question how Australian beef can be cheaper in Japan than at Coles and Woolworths. That is an interesting question, isn't it? You got to put it on a boat and ship it over there with a bunch of oil and stuff. How does that make it cheaper? I mean, I don't necessarily know if this is even true. If that's true, that's pretty wild. Here's the steak in question. It looks quite nice. Let's attempt to translate this using Google's magic. This is a really cool thing, by the way. If you right-click a picture and search it with Google, you can translate it. Anyway, fresh beef, no antibiotic residue. Ew. Australian systems, indeed. Okay. Victoria, Gippsland, Victoria. I couldn't tell you how much that is going for. 1,000 yen. But apparently that's pretty cheap. It's odd how Australian products are cheaper in Japan, including Australian gas. I've heard of that. So it's cheaper to buy our beef and cook it using our gas. Be right back, going to Japan for a barbecue. In groundbreaking research, Australian citizen scientists have discovered the least popular afternoon tea biscuit. And it looks to be the fat round one. Nobody likes. At least the last one. For whatever reason, the last one or two fat round biscuits, no good. I have no idea why this is a post on the Australian subreddit. Oh, look at that. That's why. Australian made. Oh, I'm an American. Stumbled upon these in Las Vegas. I'd never seen them before and decided to try them. What is this? It looks like he ate the whole bag, so I don't even know what it is. Lifesaver bananas? You're telling me you can buy a whole bag of just the bananas? But wait. These are Lifesaver bananas. Okay, this is kind of fascinating. These look amazing. Because over here in America, we have runts. And runts are like an assortment of hard candies. I actually haven't seen them in forever. I'm starting to question, do we even have these anymore? But I know when I was growing up, we had runts, and everybody loved the bananas. You know, they're amazing. So it kind of looks like that's what these are. These would be a huge hit over here in America. This is an interesting conundrum to have. Which chicken salt is the best? Chippy? Mitani? This is the one I've tried. Shout out to whoever sent that over to me. I love this chicken salt. I use it on everything. Or this gigantic one, chicken salt. Nice and tasty. Let's see what y'all say. And the winner is... Good chicken salt should be fluorescent and loaded with MSG. Okay. So which one's loaded with MSG? Nice and tasty is closest to the fish and chip shop chicken salt. So the gigantic one. Nice and tasty is a gift from God. Oh my God. Okay, I thought this was a gift from God. I need to get my hands on some nice and tasty chicken salt. And in more depressing news, the housing crisis is continuing, expanding. And now, what is going on? I love that. You try to mute an ad, you try to stop it, and it clicks it. Brilliant. Anyway, $400 a week rentals. That is high. $1,600 a month are almost non-existent. Whereas before the pandemic, it made up half of all rentals were below $400 a week. Something's got to give, I think. I think something's got to give. And in Canberra, just 2% of rentals are under $400 a week. This isn't the crisis point. Crisis point was a long time ago. This is only the beginning. Oh man, morale is very low in terms of the housing market in Australia. It's really low over here in America too. So at least there's that. If that makes you feel any better. If it makes you feel any better, moving here wouldn't help. Damn. The crisis point, these people say the crisis point was a long time ago. That's true, but I think the peak has to be hit. When are we going to hit the peak? Is this thing going to come crashing down ever? This is sort of interesting. More housing market stuff. I don't know why I said market, but let's just roll with it. False real estate sold claims. So it says price $910,000. Then here it says it sold for $650,000. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what the scam here is, but I guess I'll read some comments. A year or so back, we got a flyer about the house directly across from us having recently sold for some pretty high value. I remember thinking, I didn't even know Greg was selling. Well, good for him. He's still living there. So what's the scam here? Are they just trying to make it seem like, oh, we'll sell your house for really high value? Is it like, oh, you better buy quick because prices are really going up? Something's weird. Maybe they just accidentally typed the 6 upside down here. You know, common mistake. Thanks, Coles. As he lifts up a tiny pie crust to reveal nothing inside of it. Why is that pie so tiny? What am I looking at here? Is this supposed to be a meat pie? A meat pie with no meat. Should get your money back on that one. I'm mostly just intrigued that you guys have bite-sized meat pies. We don't even have normal meat pies. You know we're in a cost of living crisis when the Deal or No Deal jackpot is $100,000. Which I guess, I mean, honestly, that's not that bad. But then I remember it's AUD, so it's like $50,000 or $60,000. I mean, hey, I'll take it. Y'all still have Deal or No Deal over there? I feel like that went off the air over here in the States. I haven't seen that show in a decade, but I swear to God, it used to be 200K. It used to be 2 million. That would make sense because over here it was 1 million. I remember that. I guess they're just like, hey, you know, we can still get people to show up and play the game and film it for $100,000. Like, we don't need to be paying these people $2 million. Heck, you could probably just make the jackpot a meat pie and all the other suitcases just have a meat pie with no meat, and people would still probably play it. Landowner who ignored orders to stop clearing 200-year-old trees on New South Wales native bush property fined $125,000. I mean, to be honest, it's like they probably just calculated that into their, you know, the revenue stream or whatever, you know, their expenditures, because it looks like it costs a lot more than $125,000 to clear all this out. So just the cost of doing business, I guess. Guys, all the trout must go at the Coles. It must go. They're selling it for just $25.90. It was $26. They are having a flash sale. It all must go. Get out to the Coles, buy the tuna up, 10 cents off. A brawl is imminent outside the tennis club over here somewhere in Australia as a footy player from the Hope Valley Footy Club blocks the entry with the ute, backing it up, and even made sure to have the hitch attached. So there was no way through without banging your shin. And I really think this is on purpose because you can see he pretty much put this thing up on the curb. Special guests on Play School. What do we got? Oh, look at that. Kept the same haircut. That's cool. Apparently, I have to react to this. I don't know this show. Play School. This guy literally looks like a different person. This is funny. Her hair's going the other way now. So is his. What's the conspiracy there? They're in Big Ted's Time Machine this week. My kids are watching it, and I'm not objecting at all. George is my favorite. Yeah, I'm going to have to check this show out. Let me write that down. All TransLink public transport fares across Queensland are being slashed to 50 cents for 6 months. Okay, so I guess go ahead and take your vacation now, folks. Or August 5th. It starts August 5th for 6 months. So boat, train, man, I'd love to have any of this type of public transportation over here in Indiana. And you guys are getting it for 50 cents. That's pretty cool. No matter how far you're going, it looks like. That is really cool. Okay, I thought for sure this was going to be a photo of a chicken sandwich, but it's International Burger Day. I want to nominate the Great Lot Burger as Australia's official burger. Damn, that burger's no joke. I'm starving all of a sudden, folks. I need to end this video and go eat. Holy crap. Okay, I'm done looking at it. A new contender enters in the chicken salt arena. Japanese curry chicken salt. Favorite slang term. I think I'm going to do a whole video reacting to that thread. That sounds like fun. For now, I think that's it, folks. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys had a fantastic week. And I hope to see you here again next week. Have a phenomenal weekend.